Excerpts from Grande Dame's Ghost Story by C.D. Performed by April Beatty. It was a fearful night. The wind sobbed and wailed around the house like lost spirits mourning their doom. The rain beat upon the casements, and the trees, writhing in the torture of the fierce blast, groaned and swayed until their tops almost swept the earth. Bright flashes of lightning pierced even through the closed shutters and heavy curtains, and the thunder had a sullen, threatening roar that made your blood creep. It was a night to make one seek to shut out all sound, draw the curtains close, stir the fire and nestle deep in the armchair before it, with feet upon the fender, and have something cheerful to think or talk about. But I was all alone. It was just such a night that Nancy Black died. What a fearful night for the soul to leave its earthly home and go out into the vast, unknown future. I spoke aloud as, rousing from a train of thought, I drew my heavy mantle closer round me, wheeled my armchair nearer the fire, and cuddled down in it, burying my feet in the foot-cushion to warm them, for I felt strangely cold. I was in the library. The fire, though burning brightly, did not illume one half of the room of which, sitting in the chimney corner, I commanded a full view, and had been looking at the shadows playing on the furniture and shelves as the flames shot up and after flickering a moment would die out, leaving a gloom which would break away into fantastic shadows as the firelight would again shoot up. While sitting thus, a queer sensation crept over me. It was not fear, but a feeling as though, if I'd looked up, I'd see something frightful. A shiver, not like that of cold, ran from my head to my feet, and a sensation as though someone was breathing icy cold breath upon my forehead. The same feeling you would cause by holding a piece of ice to your cheek. It fluttered over my face, and finally settled round my lips, as though the unseen one was caressing me, thrilling me with horror. But I am not fearful, nervous, nor imaginative, and resolutely throwing off the dread that fell upon me, I turned round and looked up, and there, so close by my side that my hand, involuntarily thrown out, passed through her seeing form, stood Nancy Black. It was Nancy Black, and yet not Nancy Black. Her whole body had a semi-transparent appearance, her clothing apparently the same as worn in life, had a wavy, seething, flickering look like flames have and yet did not seem to burn. "In the name of God, Nancy Black, what brought you here, and whence came you?" I exclaimed. A hollow whisper followed.
"Thank you, my old friend, for speaking to me, and oh, how deeply I thank you for thinking of me tonight. I shall have rest. I have been near you often, but always failed to find you in a condition when you would be en rapport before tonight. What I came for, I will tell you. Whence I come, you need not know. Suffice it to say that were I happy, I would not be here on such an errand, nor on such a night. I have come to tell you that you must go over to the old house, and in a back room I've always kept locked, have the carpet taken up from toward the fireplace. You will see a plank with a knot hole in it. Remove that, and you will find what caused me to lose my soul. Have prayers said for me, for 'tis well to pray for the dead. The money and jewels give in charity, Bury in holy ground the eyes you find, and pray for them and me. Ah, Jeanette, you thought your old friend, though strange and odd, pure and innocent. It is a bitter part of my punishment, that I must change your thought of me. Farewell, do not fail me, and I shall trouble you no more. But whenever you hear that wind howl sweep round the house as it does tonight, know that the lost are near, that tomorrow you may not think you are dreaming. Here is a token.
And she touched the palm of my hand with her fingertips. And as you see, my child, to this day there are 3 crimson spots in the palm of my hand that nothing will eradicate.
Do not fail me, and pray for us, Jeanette. Pray.
And with a longing, wistful gaze and a deep, sobbing sigh, Nancy Black faded from my sight. "Am I dreaming?" I exclaimed, glancing hastily down. I saw 3 dark crimson spots upon the palm of my left hand. Nancy Black was an old friend from my girlhood who had owned large property in the town, and lived all alone in a spacious stone house directly opposite my home, and who, when dying, had left me the sole legatee of her property. When morning came, I took the keys, and with my maid went over to Nancy's house. It had never been disturbed since her death, which was sudden and somewhat singular, and the furniture remained just as she left it when taken to her last resting place. We went to the room Nancy had directed. I bade Sarah take up the carpet, and sure enough, there was a plank with a knothole in it, so I sent her from the room and lifted the plank myself. And there, between the 2 joints, rested a long box, the lid not fastened. Opening it, I was horrified to see 2 skeletons, those of an infant and of a woman, small in stature and delicate frame. In a moment it flashed before me that I saw all that remained of Nancy Black's young sister, a girl of 17 who had left home somewhat mysteriously years ago, and had died while absent. At least, that was the version Nancy had given of her absence, and no one had dreamed of doubting it. Her tale was so naturally told. To avoid scandal resting on the dead, I took our clergyman into my confidence, and with his assistance had the remains buried quietly in consecrated ground. The money and jewels were given to the poor, and the building I turned into a home for destitute females. And morning and night, as I kneel in prayer, I pray forgiveness to rest upon Nancy Black, and peace to her troubled soul.